and Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao.
Curry, right on top, bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from
Curry! And welcome back to BSPN Radio with your hosts Max and Thilo.
Hey-o.
And we have a lot to discuss.
We
today,
do indeed.
Thilo. A lot of, a lot of news stories, injuries.
Well, first off, in the playoffs, we got our first conference finals participant, being the Bucks, who beat the Celtics 4-1 last night.
They're steamrolling.
Yeah.
Absolutely steamrolling everyone. And
Paul Pierce with one of the worst takes we have ever heard.
Yeah, Paul Pierce is... After what he said about D Wade and then got embarrassed on live TV,
it's not been a great year for the truth.
It's not looking good for Paul Pierce right
now. But tonight we will have Raptors Sixers Game 6, and we will also have Denver and Portland going to Game 6.
Yes, we do.
Both
talking about Denver. Jokic.
Look, I still think Cat's the better individual.
Yeah, but we don't need to keep comparing them.
Okay.
Comparing the two.
Jokic is great. Jokic has an incredible team around him, but the fact that he can orchestrate offense in the way he does is incredible. You got to already start putting him up there with the type of players like Arvydas Sabonis.
Exactly.
Arvydas has been historically underrated because he spent so much time in Russia. And everything fell apart because they overused him, and he came to the NBA with like 3 broken feet.
Yeah.
But,
but we've the past couple of weeks we've been kind of shitting on Jokic and saying he looks tired and he looks out of shape and he doesn't look ready.
Well, he still looks out of shape.
Well, he still looks out of shape, but he is balling out.
Yeah, absolutely. A big thing was that in the regular season his 3-point shot really fell off. Wasn't great, wasn't really what they needed from it. And since then, it's in the playoffs, it's looked pretty good. Round 1 against the Spurs, it wasn't great. It's been great against the Blazers, and the Blazers don't really have an option against Jokic if he's not in the paint.
Yeah. So that's good for Jokic and good for the Nuggets, I guess.
And then we got Warriors-Rockets going as well.
With KD, who's now been ruled out for the rest of the series.
Yep, calf sprain.
This could be worrisome for the Warriors.
I know all of the collective Knicks fans' hearts just fell when they thought it was an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everyone always talks about how, the Warriors dynasty is fabricated because of injuries. Can't say that anymore. Last year it was Iguodala. 2016 it was Andrew Bogut and the Draymond suspension.
This year,
Boogie goes down. Yeah, so acting like the Warriors have never had to deal with any type of problems is not fair, and I mean it's all coming to a head at this point.
Yeah.
But KD will be out for the rest of the series. I trust the Warriors just because the Warriors are 27-1. I know it's regular season without KD where Curry plays. But Clay and Curry really have more room to be themselves when KD is out.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Clay used to be the number 2. Curry used to be the number 1. Now Clay is kind of like a very far behind number 3. And so I feel like Clay is going to ball out. Curry's going to ball out. I mean, Iguodala has been good in the playoffs. It's the same effect as Kawhi, although we don't notice it because Kawhi is playing like a not reincarnated, like a not prime Michael Jordan, but like he's going
out.
But there was a lot of drama around the game yesterday because KD goes out. Everyone said Clay stepped out, which go frame by frame. The ball is out of his hands. He didn't step out. Rockets fans have been complaining about the refs forever now. Stop it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited for all the series that are going on right now.
I am too.
Do you want to start with where do the Celtics go from here, or what you want to do?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, quietly, Terry Rozier has been one of the worst well-known players in the league this year.
Yeah.
He's his shot IQ has gone way down because he's so desperate for touches that he'll take any shot that he can get.
Yeah.
And that has not been good. I think if the Celtics, in my opinion, really got to try out Marcus Smart at point guard again, I think his ability to play make would have helped Kyrie so much if Kyrie could have just shot off ball.
Yeah.
But now we're not even sure if Kyrie's coming back. It looks like he isn't.
Yeah.
Everything there is frayed.
Where do you think Kyrie goes?
I think career-wise, the best place he could go is the Clippers, because pairing Kawhi with Kyrie would be excellent
If Kawhi
Kawhi goes. But I am absolutely convinced the Clippers get a star this offseason. Like, I would put, if we're saying like what teams are going to get a star, I would feel more comfortable betting that the Clippers get a star than that the Knicks get a star.
Really?
Even though I think that KD is essentially going to the Knicks no matter what.
Okay, wait. I want to ask you a question. Speaking on this topic, do you think becoming a Knicks fan now is an investment bandwagon or an immediate bandwagon?
It's a bandwagon.
Like immediate?
It's a bandwagon because the hype is at its highest.
Right. So
Like-
what I'm saying is like it's not an investment for like it's not like investing in the Knicks in like 2015. Like
I mean,
I would argue that it's an immediate bandwagon if you
Yeah.
become a Knicks fan.
yeah, because I mean, look, KD's probably going to come there this offseason, even though the rumors are heightening that he'll go to the Nets instead of the Knicks. It's just it's not what you can do. Knicks fans have suffered so much.
Yeah.
At least let them have this.
Exactly.
Like, at least let them have the joy of, hey, we struggled through all of this, and now we have potentially the best player on the planet Earth on our team.
Exactly. Also, I'm sorry. My friends are listening to this. And Nick, yes, New York. He said no. He said nobody wants KD anyway. But I would.
What do you mean no one wants KD?
I would take KD. I want KD. We want KD.
Any team, like, teams in China would be lining up for KD.
Exactly. And just before we go any further, the number is 802-440-4668. That's 802-440-4668. Call in with any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, or complaints.
I feel like we don't. I mean, compliments or complaints. I'm not sure I want to hear that.
Neither
But-
do I, but I do want to hear your basketball.
Yeah, anything basketball or anything football, I can take the. Well, I
You
mean,
can take the football. We
yeah.
get to both take the basketball, but
yeah.
call in.
Yeah, I think any team on the planet Earth, like, I think middle school teams would take KD in an instant.
Exactly.
Any team would take KD in an instant and would not look back. I think the Lakers, given a choice between KD and LeBron right now, would take KD.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would do that too. I definitely agree with that.
He's incredibly marketable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Big Knicks fan over here.
Okay.
Calling in. Okay, obviously, if I could choose, I would want KD.
Okay.
But I want to go back a little bit. I don't think that it's an immediate bandwagon. We've been talking about the Knicks. Every year is our year. Every year we're like, oh my God, this is the year. Knicks, they have all the pieces.
I don't. No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Not
I don't.
every year is our
I
year.
agree with that.
You
people,
agree with that?
People were saying that the D Rose, Carmelo
Okay, yeah,
Anthony,
the D- okay, yeah.
Porzingis
Yeah,
was a
fine.
super team.
Okay, yeah.
D-Rose, Melo.
Well, no, the only person who was seriously calling it a super team was D Rose.
No. Knicks fans were hyped.
I mean,
Knicks
I was hyped, but
Knicks
they
fans
all-
thought they were going to the second round of the playoffs.
I did too, but they laid an absolute goose egg. Carmelo turned into a crybaby. Fuck Porzingis. Joakim Noah can't shoot the ball. Can't even play basketball.
Hey, Joakim Noah had a great season with the Grizzlies this year. Let's not disrespect
Joakim
him.
Noah can go jump in a lake, for all I care.
I
hate
mean,
Joakim
he
Noah.
did that in Brazil. Let's just
Okay,
let's
I'm sorry.
go back
I'm sorry.
a bit.
We have a caller on the phone. Yes, caller.
$80 million.
Yeah, and the contracts that they gave out that season were ridiculous. Anyway, continue.
Unreal contract. Okay, D-Rose never got a fair shake. Man is clearly still talented.
Timberwolves! Let's go! All right, continue. My bad.
investment bandwagon. I think if you can get obviously Zion or Ja, then you're.
I think drafting Ja would be a huge mistake for
So
the
do
Knicks.
I. So do I.
Oh my God. What? Okay, why?
Because you have too many guards on your roster.
We have way too many playmakers, way too many pass first guys. We need bodies. We need big bodies. We need a.
Who are playmakers?
Alonzo Trier, even though Frank Ntilikina may be ass,
Nah, fuck
he still
Frank
exists. Dennis Smith Jr. is still there. Emmanuel Mudiay, for the time being, is still there.
Oh, Emmanuel Mudiay, point guard.
Damian Dotson, whole team dot.
Okay, but John is a point guard.
Okay, but rip Ron Baker. I just want to say, first of all,
I still have my source who said that the Knicks were very close to cutting Damian Dotson for Alonzo Trier over
God they did.
Ron Baker.
anyway, okay, wait. So I have a situation for both Thilo and the caller. Let's say there's this goofy person who looks really bad in glasses, right? And he wants to become a Knicks fan right now. Is he jumping on a bandwagon?
He is indeed.
Or is he jumping on a hype train?
It's the same thing. It's a hype train is a bandwagon if it goes well.
I mean, look at the roster right now. Obviously, if you're looking at the future, it does look bright. If you get a big free agent and you can draft Zion. But right now, Kevin Knox, one of the worst rookies of all time.
Not of all time. One of the worst rookies, yes, but not of all time.
Give Kevin Knox another year. I'm telling you.
In whatever it is, the advanced stats do not favor.
Are you actually telling me that you would have rather had Anthony Bennett, Michael Olowokandi?
No.
Yeah, so he's not one of the worst rookies of all time.
In terms of production, he has a terrible ass season.
I agree. He averaged 13 points on like 40% shooting, but he wasn't one of the worst of all time.
Also, I just want to shout out Jack Freilich for saying investment bandwagon. Sorry, continue.
Either way, where was I going with this?
I have no idea.
Look, there's no reason to draft Ja if you're the Knicks. You have your point guards. You have too many of
Oh,
them.
we're trying to go after Kyrie.
Exactly. Although I think Clay and KD would be the best you could get, even though Clay is probably not coming.
That's true.
But
But if there's one thing that we've learned is that you should draft for talent, not necessarily fit. And Ja is just, I think, too talented. If Zion is gone to pass up, if you want to draft Cam Reddish, like it says that they like I saw a story that they like Cam Reddish, which I mean, this guy looks like okay. And dude, like, who would you draft instead of Ja? Is my question because he's just.
I have been a huge RJ Barrett fan for a while. I think he still is my number 2 talent in this draft. The fit is all it comes down to as to who goes first, Ja or RJ. And it look you can't draft another guard if you're the Knicks.
And you can't pass up Zion.
It's been how many? Last year they got a wing. The year before that it was a guard. The year before that it was a guard, if I'm not mistaken. And the year before that it was Porzingis.
Fuck Porzingis.
And then you also had Dotson in the first round. Well, in the second round last year, the year before last. And you have Alonzo Trier now. You can't keep drafting guards. Guards need to have some development time. You need to give them some time to develop. You can't just go after Ja Morant and say, well, I mean, he's the best player available.
Who's our point guard in the future?
Dennis Smith Jr.
Not our point guard in the future. I'm sorry.
I don't think he has to be the point guard of the future. He's our point guard next year. If we don't get Kyrie. Knock wood.
I think, first of all, it's not a bad thing to have both Ja and Dennis.
Yes, it is. Neither of them can shoot the ball, and they're both ball dominant.
Ja can shoot the ball.
No, he can't.
Ja makes people better.
Look at it. It's not about the percentage. Look at his release. It's the same thing I said with Lonzo. It's not going to be at the same level as Lonzo, but he shoots like Sean Marion. He has a low release. He shoots from right in front of his face.
Ja's a special player.
I'm not saying he's not. He can up a team's shot profile day one, but he's still not what the Knicks should be going for.
No. The Knicks should be going for Zion. Or trade it for like Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it's either Zion or it's traded for AD. Those are the two options for the Knicks, in my opinion.
If it's between RJ Barrett and John Morant, I would not blame him for going for RJ Barrett, but I would rather have John Morant.
I would rather have John Morant than RJ Barrett. I would not rather have John Morant than Zion Williamson.
I'd rather have Anthony Davis than anyone.
I'm not saying I would rather have John Morant than Zion. Obviously, we're going all in for Zion.
Okay. Yeah, okay, good. Good that you know that.
Okay, but like,
Yeah, obviously we're going for Zion. If we get Zion, Garden, we're the Mecca again. New York is the city of basketball.
you guys are overrating one prospect.
We're not.
You are.
This is our year.
You absolutely
This is our
are.
year.
Look, Timberwolves do never have any type of optimism. I can tell you, never trust a prospect. Derek Williams was the next thing, and then he wasn't.
Nick, you remember
Wesley
Derek
Johnson was the next thing, and then he wasn't. Evan Turner, and then he wasn't.
Okay, wait, but Derek Williams is a god, and he's the.
Derek Williams, where's he at though?
He's out of the league.
But when Derek Williams was god,
He's never gotten a fair shake either. That's not bad.
Timberwolves drafted him number 2. What do you mean he never got a fair shake?
Never got a fair shake.
no, but the biggest rivalry in sports, Langston Galloway versus Derek Williams.
You must be out of your mind.
No, he's kind of balling. What, is he in Detroit?
Yeah,
Langston Galloway, that's my man.
Langy G, that's the boy.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Nick, we have to open the lineup for other callers. But thank.
I just said, I'll be listening.
All right. Thanks for calling.
All right.
All right.
I guess, are we back on playoffs, or do you want to wrap that up?
I feel like we can wrap that up. We've kind of beaten that horse to death.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's say the Raptors win tonight. Who you got winning? Raptors, Bucks.
I have Bucks. I have the Bucks winning.
I do too. I think although the Raptors have people that can really bother Giannis, you look at Pascal Siakam, you look at Kawhi Leonard, obviously, you look at Marc Gasol, who can all bother Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason the Celtics won Game 1 was because the shot takers weren't making them. And then that didn't happen for the rest of the series. George Hill is essentially playing like he used to be.
Yeah.
All the ex-Cavs players, all the players that were with LeBron during his playoff run last year have been balling out. All of them that are in the playoffs now.
Yeah.
Like, look, George Hill been balling out. Rodney Hood is in line for a big payday now.
Yeah.
It's looking good. It's looking real good for them.
I have a question for you. This off topic, talking about Kyrie.
Okay.
If Kyrie goes to the Nets, what do they do with D'Lo?
Sign and trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you want them? Who would you want to see them get for D'Lo?
Okay, I could see D'Lo going to the Bulls for who knows, whoever they draft, like their pick this year, or
I feel okay.
like a Wendell Carter. I don't think the Bulls would willingly give up a Wendell Carter, especially because he fits their system so much in like this defense focused thing. But they could make that happen. I also talked about the Suns giving up T.J. Warren and Mikal Bridges potentially, or whatever pick they get for D'Lo, because I think the pairing of D'Lo and Devin Booker would be way better than
that would be really
Ja and Devin Booker. I don't think Ja and Devin Booker will fit too well, just because I feel like DeAndre Ayton will be kind of disenfranchised, or he'll become the focus of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we could legitimately see D'Lo be gone in a sign and trade. I also have a friend of mine who said he'd rather have Kemba than Kyrie for the Knicks. Why don't you address that quickly as a Knicks fan?
I love them both, but I just believe that Kyrie is the much more talented player than Kemba. I believe that Kyrie knows how to win games. Like we saw in. Thought I was gonna sneeze. I'm good. We saw in, how he performed in Cleveland with another star in LeBron, and we saw how he can because he can't. I know he might want to be the number one guy. I don't even know if he still does, but he can't. I truly believe he cannot be the number one guy, especially surrounded by young guys. So I feel like
I'm not sure he'll accept that though.
I think he might. I think he'll see.
I also know I would trust Kemba more as a leader.
I would trust Kemba more as a leader, but like at the end of the day, you need points on the scoreboard, and I think
Kemba can give you easy 50.
Kemba, okay, not an easy 50. I'm saying Kemba can ball. I'm saying Kemba can ball. I'm not saying he can't, because I know he can. But I'm just saying, like, Kyrie, at the end of the day, in my eyes, is the just better, more talented, and more.
He's the better player.
He's the more talented player, and he's the player I would
And
rather want to
it's also easier to trust that he'll age better because Kemba is a small guard.
And Kemba's, you can already see that Kemba's kind of slowing.
Yeah.
Not as much as like Kyle Lowry or someone like that, but he's.
I would love to see the Raptors, if they can re-sign Kawhi, just dump Kyle Lowry and go after someone in the offseason. If they can make that space.
Also with Kemba and Kyrie, I feel like Kyrie is still in his prime, and I think Kemba's starting to leave his prime.
Fair. He started out the season just balling out though.
Right, but then like that's the start of the season. Like it's new. It's exciting.
Yeah, but and then the Hornets did the same thing they do every year.
Yeah.
Look, free agency is going to be interesting. This is the most interesting we've had basketball in the last 3 years.
Exactly. Post regular season.
Yeah.
It's already
this
has been not even post. This has been a very
it's been a great season.
Yeah, very eventful. A lot of stuff has happened.
I kind of want the Raptors to win it all, just because even if Kawhi leaves, they'd have something to show for it. And Kawhi is one of my favorite players in the league. I love the Raptors because I love T-Mac. I love Vince. It'd be nice to see something good happen for Toronto in the basketball world.
You know what would be a really interesting finals though? Rockets Bucks.
It would. I would still take Bucks in that series.
I would too, but it could, just because it's two completely different styles of play and two completely different teams.
I as I've said more times than I can count, I hate the Rockets. I hate their play style. It's look, the beauty of basketball is ball movement. Not one player dribbling. ISO ball can be fun if you're getting 8 possessions at the end of the game where it's just two players going at each other. Tim Hardaway and Deion Waiters in that Rising Stars game. That was crazy. That was exactly what I want to see if I'm watching ISO ball. But when it's James Harden starting with the shot clock at 18 in the half court and just dribbling the ball for 6 seconds and then just shooting a step back 3-pointer and trying to get a foul, I can't watch that. My team was in the playoffs for the first time in 14 years last year, and I could barely watch the series because watching James Harden play makes me so angry. I want the Rockets to be the kings of the 2020s or whatever, however you want to say it. The 2000s Kings were great but could never make it happen. I absolutely despise how the Rockets play, and I don't know how to deal with it anymore. So I'm as I've said, I'm going for the Warriors in this series. I want the Warriors to win. If
the Warriors win this series, they're going to win it all.
I would actually give the Bucks a fighting chance against the Warriors. I would
give the Bucks a fighting chance. I do not think the Bucks win the series. I do not think if it's Bucks Warriors, the Bucks do not win. Just because Giannis is going to have so much offensive and defensive pressure put on him.
He will take it.
He'll take it.
He's an absolute fighter.
Absolutely, and his heart is immeasurable. But I'm saying the physical, his physical body will take a toll.
Look, it's a 7-game series. He can take that workload for 2 weeks.
Right, but I'm just saying it's but you have one, super freak, best athlete in the world, but against 3 amazing players.
If Dame Lillard becomes available, I would have the Bucks going hard for it. Bledsoe, Hicks, and whatever they can do, or Middleton.
That. I would like that. I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be the end.
Or if AD can go to the Bucks, because that was the rumor that AD would re-sign long term with the Bucks, and I would love that. The Bucks would give up their next 4 first-round picks for AD, and they should,
because they wouldn't need him.
Yeah, they'd be the 30th overall pick every year.
Exactly.
It'd be great. It'd be so fun to watch.
Oh man,
I love the playoffs this year.
I love talking basketball, man.
Yeah, look, last year the playoffs were dry. Even the Rockets-Warriors series, we were just waiting for the Warriors to actually try. And then in the East, it was, can LeBron maintain this? But at no point were we did we have any type of question about who's going to? Yeah,
exactly.
It was gonna whoever won the West was gonna win the finals. This year, it's not that. The Warriors are still gonna be the prohibitive favorites, but the Bucks can win it all. The Raptors can win it all. I don't trust the Sixers at all. As I've said, their roster construction leaves a lot to be desired.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be great. And next season is going to be awesome too because we're going to have names changing places.
Exactly.
Look, Rodney Hood should be a target for the Timberwolves.
Rodney Hood.
Yeah, look, we need a scorer. I think this is going to be the season that the offseason that we trade Andrew Wiggins, just because Gerson Rosas is going to want to make an impact right off the bat, and Andrew Wiggins has he had a decent season. Let's call it what it was. It may be a disappointment from what everyone expected as a superstar, but he had a decent season. Mm-hmm. 18 points per game is not something that anyone can do.
No.
And
it's just.
And I think Ryan Saunders is going to keep trying to play him at point guard on occasion. So, look, if Andrew Wiggins can play point guard, he needs to practice his ball handling. I could care less about his defense if he can get everyone involved on offense. That's the biggest knock on him. Kobe had to learn how to pass to open players. He still took contested jumpers all the time, but he learned how to use his gravity. Andrew Wiggins has less gravity right now, but if he can regain that gravity by making his shots again, which he did a decent job of doing, and then actually be able to pass out of whenever he gets guarded in any way, I would have trust in Wiggins again. I am still believing in Wiggins. I mean, he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good somewhere if we trade him. It's just that whenever the Timberwolves have someone good, they ruin him.
Yeah.
Every time. But look, the most funny story, most fun, I'm incredibly happy this is happening.
Yeah.
Lakers fans are going to boycott, are going to protest the Lakers for front office failure. I love it. I love it. The Lakers are falling apart. Everyone was saying, oh, look, we got next. We can beat the Warriors. Showtime's back. Showtime ain't back. Showtime's not coming back. You have a 35-year-old LeBron James. What's she going to do next?
Just fired your head coach. Just
Magic Johnson stepped down. The Magic Johnson, the face of the Lakers, potentially the best Laker ever, just said, nah, I'm good. And you have young talent that no one wants. You have an angry and old LeBron. You couldn't even get Ty Lue as your head coach. They screwed up Ty Lue.
yeah.
No one else wants Ty Lue, and he said, nah, I'll take my chances. They also wanted Jason Kidd as an assistant coach. Why do you want Jason Kidd as an assistant coach? Great player, horrible coach.
The Knicks fans were talking about doing this.
When? With
right
Phil
before,
Jackson.
Yeah, right before Phil Jackson got fired.
Yep.
And even they were like, "Oh, okay, we really need to get rid of this guy."
Yeah. It's just, except at this point, you can't blame Rob Pelinka. You kind of got to blame the drama LeBron brought with him.
You just have to blame the entire situation.
LeBron's legacy is falling.
I don't think
he's still a first ballot Hall of Famer, all of that.
Yeah, okay,
but
obviously.
the amount of drama he brings, how bad this season has been,
Listen,
it's not good.
I don't think. No, this is. If you look at LeBron's career, when LeBron retires and people are looking back on his career, if this continues, if the Lakers are just bummies next season too, I think this.
They're gonna be.
I just think the talent around him was too young and too inexperienced, and it was just.
It also just wasn't a good fit. The only good fit that they signed at free agency was JaVale McGee.
Right, but neither the Lakers nor LeBron James were thinking about fit because the Lakers were thinking, oh, he's LeBron James, and LeBron James was thinking, I'm fucking LeBron James.
Yup.
It doesn't LeBron James is the name of the system.
Yeah. It's hard to follow a system when it's a pass-first player that needs shooters, and you don't have the shooters, but he's still a pass-first player.
Exactly, but your pass-first player also needs to put up, what did he put up, 28,
He
8,
put
and 8?
27.7, 8 and 7, I believe.
So 28, 8, and 7.
Yeah.
And,
put him-
and like,
but look, no,
28,
no, no,
8, and
let's-
7, and you're
we
saying
can't-
his thing, and you're
We
saying
can't
his
just look at the
legacy is
numbers. We
falling.
can't just look at the numbers.
But I'm
Wha-
saying the numbers are still there.
The numbers are still there, but it's not just about the numbers. He can't control the pace of play anymore. He has become even worse on defense.
I disagree. I think it is who he is surrounded with.
Look, I think LeBron can still make a team be a winning team, but my question is, he's not the most dominant player
No,
we
he's
have.
not. And I don't think whatever team. I mean, obviously not. But like what. I don't think whatever team LeBron is on is going to the finals. I don't like.
Yeah, absolutely not in the West.
No, not in the West.
They were
Not even in
at
the
this.
East. Not even in the East.
Look, I said this to a friend of mine who's like a LeBron stan.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have 24-year-old Karl Anthony Towns than 35-year-old LeBron James going forward.
Well, going forward, yeah, absolutely.
Even this season, I'd rather have Cat.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Cat played 80 games, or 79, something like that.
I'm just saying, LeBron did well this season. It was just nobody related to the Lakers organization did anything close to good.
Yeah, but like we can't look. There's the first half of the season where they were like a 5 seed, right? Even though like the 9 seed was 3 games out. So let's keep that in mind.
Sorry, continue.
But like, look, LeBron came back from injury. Let's not forget those games.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was absolutely bad in them. Like he wasn't all of his stats and all that didn't have an impact. People say Russell Westbrook's stats don't have an impact. Russell Westbrook's stats were having more of an impact than LeBron James this season.
Yeah, but also like remember we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Like an article or something came out that LeBron was out for 6 weeks. He should have been out for 6 months,
Which was bullshit, but
I mean, yeah, it sounds like pretty BS, but like that also could mean he was playing the rest he was playing on an injury, on a bad what is
Yeah,
something
but
bad injury? Maybe was he did he actually need to be out for 6 months? I don't think so.
it was probably like, oh, he needed to be out for like
But I think
12
he
weeks
needed
at
to
most.
be out for longer than 6 weeks, and I think he came back. What I was about to say is I think he's putting too much pressure on himself.
he should be putting that much pressure on himself.
No, I think he's putting too much. No, I agree that there needs to be a lot of pressure on him. I think he's putting too much on himself because I think he came into the Lakers organization seeing this team of young players with untapped potential, but had no idea.
He had no idea what he was getting himself
He had
into.
no idea.
None.
And then when
There was rumors that he would go to Denver.
Exactly.
He should have gone to Denver.
But then when he realized that, he was like, "Oh shit! I need to do literally everything for this organization."
Yep.
And then he crumbled.
And then he tried to get Anthony Davis, and we all know how that worked.
Right, but he was dealing with Magic Johnson, who's a horrible GM.
Yeah.
Dealing with Luke Walton, horrible coach. Dealing with all the controversy the fans brought on him,
Yep.
with the Kobe and LeBron thing. He was dealing with a lot and put up 28, 8, and 7.
Okay.
So I disagree when you say LeBron's
It's his
legacy is
impact that I care about. Yeah, I don't care about his stats. I said this. To me, LeBron will be the greatest player of all time if he can win another championship. And I don't see that happening. And I don't care about the stats. I don't care about what he does. I don't care about another MVP, even though that's nearly impossible. If LeBron can't win another championship, he is not my GOAT. It will continue to be Michael Jordan. And we saw with Michael Jordan's Wizards days that he could still give you numbers. He could give you 40. It was his impact that wasn't there.
Do you think
he didn't
LeBron-
have the same type of fear, and it's the same thing with LeBron now. He doesn't muscle into people the same way. He doesn't push the pace. The greatest strength of LeBron James to me was always that he controlled the pace no matter what. It was always, I want to run, so everyone's going to run.
Everyone runs.
Or we're going to play in the half court because I want to play in the half court. Now it's kind of just, okay, I guess we're running, or I guess we're here.
Yeah, and he was doing that on the coattails of Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, and a little bit of Brandon Ingram, who none of them are even 24.
Yeah. Well, I think Kyle Kuzma is not going to continue to improve. I think this is Kyle Kuzma.
This is Kyle Kuzma. I think Lonzo Ball can improve, not on the Lakers though.
Yep,
And
I agree.
Brandon Ingram. I hope Brandon Ingram can come back.
I think Lonzo to the Bulls would be the most interesting. I would love Lonzo to the
Lonzo
Bulls.
needs a very specific system to thrive in.
I think Zach LaVine should be a secondary playmaker anyway. So Lonzo to the Bulls would be
Lonzo
perfect.
with Zach LaVine would would be cool, and then you add in Wendell Carter and their
Look,
pick
if
this
you think
year.
about it, Lonzo is just Chris Dunn, but way better. He's a better Chris Dunn.
I think he also but he also has better court vision than Chris Dunn. And
Exactly, he's a better Chris Dunn.
I think they're
Like
a little different players.
it's the same archetype essentially. Like
I
tall
think they're a little
guard,
different.
can get players involved, can't really shoot the ball, but can drive well, can pass great defender, all of that. It's the same type of player. You're just getting a better version of it with Lonzo. I don't know how the swapping Chris Dunn for Lonzo somehow would be possible, because I think Chris Dunn is a better fit alongside LeBron than Lonzo.
Yeah, so I think if you get rid of Lonzo, do you trade Kuz? I think you want to keep Brandon
You keep
Ingram.
Kuz. You
You
keep
keep
Kuz
Kuz?
to me. Because Kuz, although he may not improve, has a skill set that complements LeBron James perfectly.
I agree with that.
And Brandon Ingram, I try to get a second star. I try to get Bradley Beal for Brandon Ingram somehow.
I don't think. You would have to throw in a lot of salad for that one.
I mean, yeah, but look, they have the cap space. They can trade him into cap space,
That is true.
and they're not going to get another star. Let's be
But
honest there.
But you do not trade Bradley Beal for Brandon Ingram.
Why not? The Wizards are a shithole.
Yeah, but Brandon Ingram is. Bradley Beal is.
Look, do you give Bradley Beal the supermax? Do you want to have two supermaxes on the same team?
How old is Bradley Beal?
Let me think. He was drafted same year as Giannis, but Giannis was absurdly young. No, he wasn't. He was drafted the same year as Anthony Davis. How old is Anthony Davis? 25? 26?
Bradley Beal is Bradley Beal is 25 years old.
There we go. I was close.
So he's still young. I think.
Yeah, he's still young, but like,
Wait. So if you don't offer Bradley Beal the supermax, do you think he goes? Do you think he looks for the supermax somewhere else?
I think, well, he's still under contract for 1 year no
I
matter
know,
what.
no, but I'm saying like when the time comes, if he's not offered the supermax, do you think he goes looking for it?
Well, I mean, he can't if he's traded, because he would have to make 2 All-NBA teams, and he would only have 1 more year on his contract.
No, I know, but I'm saying like next year
Yeah,
when it's free agency time,
yeah.
and the Wizards have a chance.
Have
to
not
offer.
offered the supermax. Yes, he should look to go somewhere else, but
Do you think someone gives him the supermax,
well, they can't. The supermax can only be offered by the team you're
or
currently
do you
on.
think he gets? Do you think he tries to go somewhere else if he doesn't get a supermax?
I think he should, but I don't think he will. I think he loves Washington. He especially loves the role he has now, where he can finally show, hey, I'm
really good.
like, I'm a damn good player,
Yeah.
and I should not just be used off ball.
And this was one of his.
This was his best season.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Hopefully he's going to continue
Can
the
you-
ball because John Wall is still going to be out.
the Wizards nearly traded Brad Beal for Jimmy Butler 1-for-1. Can you imagine if that had happened? John Wall still gets hurt. It's just Jimmy and like all these random players and I wish the Timberwolves made so many bad decisions in trading in the Jimmy Butler trade. There were so many better offers.
You always bring it back to the Timberwolves.
Because that's my team and we make such poor decisions.
Yeah, you guys do.
Yeah. But look, there's a lot of teams that I think are like, I don't think there's any team that's in a worse situation than the Wizards right now. The
Yeah.
Hornets are in a pretty bad situation. But like, honestly, looking around the league, I would rather have anyone's situation than the Wizards.
Well, I think the Pelicans situation is pretty bad too.
Yeah, but
It's looking better, but like in the middle of the season or when that.
at least they're not paying $40 million for a player who's not even going to play.
That's true. That's true. They almost did with Cousins though.
I mean, they tried to pay him like $10 million a year. There was no way. Look, I want to know what happens to Boogie.
Yeah. Well, I was about to ask you what do you think happens to Boogie after
Well,
the season?
first of all, we have the news that he could come back before the end of the playoffs.
He's a free agent.
Yeah,
He's a free agent this year, right?
yeah. I thought he was a great backup plan for. Well, he should be the plan for the Lakers, just because I don't think they're getting anyone else.
Do you think he's gonna get paid money?
I think
He's on a 1 year.
he'll get 10 to 15 mil, in my opinion.
Do you think he's okay with that?
No, but what else is he gonna do? I think
That's
we
true.
could see him going to the Celtics is possible. I don't think it should happen. I think the most interesting
I really
option.
don't think that should happen.
I think the most interesting option would be Boogie to the Blazers, just because I think he'd get the role that he wanted there.
He would be who Enes Kanter, like.
Yeah,
is
he'd
for
be a
the team.
better Enes Kanter.
Yeah, a much better.
And then
Enes
you'd
Kanter.
have Nurkic off the bench, or you'd have Nurkic playing power forward, which
Yeah.
I think he'd be able to do, especially because Boogie can shoot. So,
It's just the injuries.
yep, that's the biggest
It's the
thing.
injuries.
Um,
But
I think
do you
the
think
Heat,
the Warriors try to
could
re-sign him?
absolutely take a flyer on him. The Warriors should try to re-sign him if they lose Kevin Durant.
So do you think they'll pay him more money? Or
The
offer
most
him
they
more
can
money?
pay him is $8 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's just because it's the since they had him on a room exception.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I don't think Boogie goes back to the Warriors. I think, especially if they win the championship, I think Boogie's like, all right, I got my ring. Now it's time to get some more money and
Yeah.
and then call it.
Yeah. I think. I just don't know where he would go.
Boogie could retire early.
He shouldn't. He legitimately shouldn't. He has the chance to be a Hall of Famer if he can just actually get healthy.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, I think it might be the same thing as Gronk.
As Gronk? Huh. Well, I mean, first things first, you got to get Boogie on a good team.
Well, no, I'm saying Gronk's situation, as an isolated situation outside of what his team.
I think. Do the Rockets have the room exception this year?
You think the Rockets should make a play for Cousins?
Yeah. I think they should. I think Cousins would definitely get a bigger role there.
Right, but then
They would play him at power forward.
I don't think he can.
I think he can. He can definitely shoot the ball like that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure isn't he? I think he's slower than Jokic.
That's not true. No one's slower than Jokic.
I think it's pretty close.
I would literally take a snail in a race over Jokic.
Okay, that's true, but he cannot. Some of these
He needs-
power
well-
forwards, he cannot run with them.
He needs to go to a good team no matter what. Like, Boogie's not going to be able to survive on a bad team.
I think he needs to go to a championship contending team, or in his mind, he's thinking it's either a championship contending team.
Boogie to the Bucks?
I don't think Boogie wants to go to the Bucks.
I don't think he does either, but God, just... And
I
then,
think he wants to go wherever he's going to get paid.
yeah, he wants his money. He deserves his money.
He does. So I think it's whoever offers the most money, I think is going to get Boogie.
Yeah. But where is going to offer him a lot of money? I think the Heat could make a play for him, especially if the Heat end up trading Whiteside, which it looks like they're probably going to do. Just because it looks like Dragic and Whiteside are both going to opt into their deals and then be traded afterwards.
I feel bad for Whiteside. I feel really bad for him. He is a good player. It's just a better Jahlil Okafor story.
He's essentially Clint Capella, but Clint Capella who wants a bigger role.
And Clint Capella got a chance.
Yeah.
Hassan Whiteside is not getting a chance in Miami.
Yeah.
He's just saying it's basically he's telling everyone I can play basketball, and the Miami Heat organization is telling
Right,
him
yeah,
to shut up
sure.
and sit down.
Yeah.
Be quiet. Okay, we hear you, but just sit down. And I feel bad for him because
He
he
needs
can
to
play.
go somewhere.
He can play.
What team needs a center that would trade for Hassan Whiteside? Give me one team. Charlotte if they keep Kemba?
Or Charlotte, even if Kemba leaves.
No,
No, because they could use Hassan as their next building piece, as their next
No! They can't build around Hassan Whiteside.
You can build around Hassan Whiteside.
You cannot build around Hassan
You
Whiteside.
absolutely can. It would be much easier to build around him with Kemba, but I'm saying you get a good, or at least a decent passing point guard. Pair with a decent, power forward who can shoot the three.
No. Hassan Whiteside is not a piece to build around.
But no, I'm saying I can see how some teams could see him as a building piece.
He's also 29. How is he a building piece?
He is a good player.
He's a fine player.
Hassan Whiteside is a good player.
Hassan Whiteside is a starting caliber center and nothing more.
I don't know, man. I just feel bad for Hassan.
I think
it's not fair.
the Warriors could be players for Hassan
I
Whiteside.
think he would go to the Warriors.
Just because who would you rather have, Draymond Green or Hassan Whiteside?
Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah, because Hassan Whiteside is on a 1-year deal and doesn't want all the money on the planet Earth.
I think the Warriors tried to trade Draymond.
They should. They really should.
But they
Draymond,
don't even- I don't even want them to
Draymond's been
expect-
playing like an all-star these playoffs.
Yeah, but that's just the playoffs. You go back. We're gonna go back into the regular season next year, and he's gonna be decent to
But not great.
decent to sad.
But look, if he can be this playoff Draymond in the playoffs, I would love to have that player. I wouldn't want to have him for $28 million a year or even 35.
Yeah, what is he getting paid now? Is he getting paid?
I think it's like 26.
too much money.
He thinks he's been underpaid.
Yeah, because he doesn't. He's
I mean,
16.4. Okay, so
16.4 right now.
Yeah,
Holy shit, that's nothing.
but he's 29.
Yeah, he's. You can also see the wear and tear.
Exactly. I think the Warriors. You trade him for a role player and 2 second round.
That little.
Just because you're not going to use Draymond Green anymore.
Who would want him?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't ask for much. You don't expect much. but you
Again,
just-
the Blazers would be a big player for Draymond.
Exactly. You just get rid of Draymond Green. He was good for you in the 73-9 season. He was good for you.
I
in
feel
the-
like you got to keep Draymond if KD leaves, though, because then you gotta have the core. You gotta have Steph, Clay, Draymond.
But
They
it'll
led
be-
you to a championship. They're your team.
No, but they're not. Draymond Green is not the player he was. Draymond, he still
may
has the
not be, but
mentality
there's
of the-
something to be said about loyalty.
Okay, yeah, loyalty, fine. But at the end of the day, it's a business. And the Warriors, I think the Warriors need to get rid of Draymond Green and start thinking about getting.
They're not trading Steph or Clay.
No,
Period.
no, they are not trading Steph or Clay. If KD stays, they're not trading KD. I'm saying they need to start. They need to have in the back of their minds this is not. We're not going to be the king of the hills.
What
much
what
longer.
would you give up for a 29-year-old Draymond Green, potentially a 30-year-old Draymond Green after this year?
I don't know. I don't know why this name comes to mind first. I don't know, but a Malcolm Brogdon.
That's a lot to give up.
Malcolm Brogdon?
Yeah. Malcolm Brogdon was great for the Bucks this year.
But I think it was just the system. I'm not saying he's going to the I'm not saying I see him at the Bucks. Just I feel or maybe
Someone of that caliber.
yeah.
Yeah. If I'm
I don't know.
if I'm the Warriors, I would look. I know Marcus Morris is going to be a free agent. I would consider trading Draymond to the Celtics for Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris and Robert Williams.
Yeah,
Something
I think
like
if you do too, because I just think it'd be embarrassing for everyone if you trade straight up Draymond for Marcus Morris.
Yeah. But just that because they're gonna need a new small forward after this season.
But I think they need to start getting younger. They need to start rebuild. They need to.
I think they just ride off into the twilight with their 4 championships
Exactly,
if they
but-
win this year.
Right, but what is that? Yeah, fine.
You live out the last days of their careers.
No, because you don't want to be the. No, because the Warriors are hot right now, and the Warriors are on top.
Okay.
In 5 years, if it's all the same players, they're not going to be anywhere close to where they were. You know what I mean?
Okay, but they'll still be selling tickets.
I mean, how much longer are you going to watch Draymond? How much longer are people going to want to watch Draymond Green making an absolute ass of
As
himself
long
on the
as
court?
Steph can shoot the ball from half court and Clay can heat up and hit 14 threes,
Exactly.
people are going to show up.
Exactly. So you don't need Draymond.
Draymond is a part of the family of that team.
But that's what I'm saying. I think you're putting too much importance on that.
There's something. Look,
Draymond Green was there
basketball
when they
is a
won.
business, which means you still need to sell tickets. You need to have that hospitality.
Exactly. Draymond Green is not selling tickets.
Draymond Green is a part of the family dynamic
He was selling-
of the Warriors.
He was selling tickets before they the season when they blew the 3-1 lead. No, that was the 73-9.
Yeah.
So the 73-9 one, and then the first one when they beat the Kyrie and Kevin Loveless Cavaliers. He was a part of that. He was the reason. He was a big part of they're selling tickets, a big part of their hype, a big part of their success. Good. So you recognize that, and you've recognized that, and he has 2 rings to show for it. That is not
four rings. 4 rings to show for it.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying like the two seasons specifically.
Yeah.
He has 2 rings to show that he was a big part of that. And like the stats and the numbers show it. Now, no one's going to a Warriors game to watch Draymond Green.
Draymond Green is still an incredibly important part of what that team does.
Not for long.
As a point forward, yes, he is.
He can't shoot the 3 anymore.
Yes, in these playoffs, he has been.
Okay, in the playoffs, but I'm saying like I need to see him do this like continually. And he's not doing that anymore.
Everyone on the Warriors had a down season this year. Clay was not an all-star. Draymond wasn't close to an all-star. KD and Steph were existing as themselves. But, like, everyone had a down year, and now they're back to doing great. It's just everyone on the Warriors is bored of greatness. It's been the same thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, they need to start thinking that, like,
So they lose KD and they trade Draymond for another power forward and small forward.
get younger. You keep Steph and Clay,
I'm not sure about that, but
and then you understand, as the Warriors organization and fan base, you understand that you are not the Warriors of before. You are a new look Warriors.
How are they going to retool around a 30 and
I know, I'm not saying
30-year-old?
completely retool. I'm just saying, like, have that in the back of their heads that this is the end. Like, I think this season is the last season the Warriors are a lock or like a 90% lock for the finals. Or to win,
Obviously.
to win it all.
If they lose Kevin Durant, who's going to be playing small forward for them?
Exactly.
They're going to have Andre Iguodala starting.
And you can't.
Andre Iguodala
cannot start on a championship team.
Andre Iguodala hasn't started all the entire time he's been with this team. He can't start now that he's 33?
30 billion.
Yeah.
Very old.
But look,
You know he was on the Kyle Korver and Allen Iverson
Sixers? Yeah. I have that jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I love Iguodala on the Sixers. He was an absolute legend.
Korver.
Well, I mean, Korver on the Sixers wasn't nearly as impressive.
Nuggets Melo, though? Don't even get me started on Nuggets Melo.
I miss Nuggets Melo.
I miss Melo. I want Melo to come back. If the Knicks get KD or Kyrie or both and Zion, put Carmelo right in there, bam.
Melo either gets signed day one of free agency or he's out of the league and retires.
No, listen, Melo, I believe that Melo, no matter what, is going to get a contract offer from the Knicks. He's either going to take it, play the season, or take it and retire.
It's going to be a one-day contract.
It'll either be a 1 day or a 1 year. It'll be a minimum no matter what. But I'm saying,
They're not going to pay him if it's a 1 day.
No, but I'm saying, like, if it's a 1 year, it's going to be a minimum.
Yeah. Well, he's
And
not.
he
He's
either
not
retires-
worth anything.
He either
else.
retires at the beginning of the season or the end of the season, but I want him to retire with the Knicks. And I think he will, and I think the Knicks want him to, too.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish the Bucks. So look, I don't think this is slightly off topic. I don't think anyone will retire Ray Allen's number, which I think is sad because of how he left the Celtics. He didn't do enough for the Sonics, and because Giannis has his number with the Bucks. So there's no way he gets his number retired, and the Heat obviously aren't going to retire him unless it's for the shot. So
The Heat might retire his number.
it's been a long time.
Do you think the Heat retire LeBron's number?
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So I think they could retire Allen's.
The Heat are retiring all of. They already retired Bosch's. Wade's is going to be up there no matter what.
Yeah, they're going to retire.
LeBron's
Wade's,
is going to be
they're gonna
retired.
retire LeBron's. Just retire
Udonis
Ray Allen.
Haslam's might be retired. That's how much Udonis Haslam
I'm a
has
huge
meant.
Udonis. But I'm saying, yeah, you retire number 40. Like, who's going to take number 40? That's Udonis.
Yeah.
And you retire number 34. It's like it's a good sentiment. It shows that like that was like those were the guys during those runs. And like it's the number 34. Like no one's going to give a shit if it's retired. It's just put his name up in the rafters, respect, like honor him, show him that he meant a lot to the franchise because he did.
Yeah.
And then just move on. Like, yeah, whatever. His jersey's in the rafters, so what?
Yep.
Okay, you want to hit the football 5?
Yeah. First things first, I got to talk about the rumors that Daniel Jones could start week 1. That's kind of what you should be doing. If you drafted him number 6 overall, you think he's special, so you think he should actually play. I still give this a D overall grade, just because Josh Allen. Not going to go back into this. But the NFL is interesting right now. The Patriots are taking their grocery clerks and just bringing them in. Who knows what's going to happen? We literally just got the announcement literally like 3 minutes ago that the Seahawks are cutting. Damn, what's his name? Their number one receiver. Probably, I mean, there's going to be DK Metcalf memes about it. They just released Doug Baldwin.
Really?
Yeah. And his career is probably going to be over, which is sad. But I mean, Russell Wilson got DK Metcalf to throw to. Doug Baldwin, DK Metcalf are essentially the same type of player. It's that type of thing. I think the 49ers should be a dark horse candidate to win the Super Bowl this year.
Really?
If Jimmy Garoppolo comes back, plays the way he was, you really got a good team there. You may need more offensive playmakers, but that defensive line is the best in the league, in my opinion. Odell Beckham Jr. spent most of the past 3 days throwing subs at people. We don't know why. He got a lot of shit for saying that he wanted to make the Browns. Yep. And then he went on like a 3-paragraph rant today on Insta on his story talking about how like, I know that's a lofty goal. I just want to be a part of something great. All of that. I miss him. I wish him the best. The Browns are going to be a great team. The Browns can fall on their face immediately.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to how big are the egos there, because Jarvis Landry does still want his touches. And I know that Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. are best friends, but that doesn't mean they're not going to still want their touches.
Right.
Especially with the type of star that Odell has become, while Jarvis Landry is more of a second, is not in the same stratosphere as Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Look, the Giants' defense is not going to be great. They're going to target safety next year. We might actually have the first overall pick this year.
Next team.
Yeah, just because, like, we're not a good team. We're just really not. Unless Daniel Jones can come out and be incredible, or Saquon can rush for 2,000 yards.
Which is not like ridiculous. Like ridiculous.
It's in the realm of possibilities, but
Right.
I mean,
I'm not saying like there's.
we're gonna force feed him like 38 touches a game.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there's a chance that might happen. That's
Yeah.
basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I'm just not happy with how the NFL season is looking. It looks like it's going to be kind of disappointing. Kansas City might lose Tyreek Hill just because apparently Chiefs players like to beat the shit out of their wives and children.
Yeah.
It's not a good look for the league. I am so conflicted with the NFL right now, just because everything was so interesting, and now like post draft, and now I have to wait another however many months until the season starts.
Yeah.
Like, I think preseason starts in August, and it's just gonna be nothing until then.
Hard Knocks.
Huh?
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. But Hard Knocks is gonna probably end up being about the Giants. I don't want to watch the.
No, I'd like that.
Are you kidding me? It'd just be like, hey, Saquon, could you come into the office? We're so sorry that we have no talent to surround you with.
Nah, that'd be interesting. I'd like it if they were if it was the Giants.
I mean, to leave it on this note, Eli Manning is probably going to retire after this season. He should have his number retired. He's a Hall of Famer. All of that. NFL is happening. We'll see what happens come August, but until then, NFL is kind of dry, and the NBA is going to be where it's at for the next few days. I am going to finish up my draft grades over this weekend. I'll tell you all that, but until then, I got nothing on the NFL.
All right, so you want to wrap it up a minute early?
I mean, we got to say our goodbyes. Follow the BSPN Radio Insta.
Follow the BSPN Radio Insta at BSPN Radio.
We
follow
got
us on Instagram, BSPN Radio Show.
Well, yeah, BSPN
Just said
Radio.
that. I just
Yep.
said that.
The YouTube channel to find all of the archives for these is BSPN Radio Archive.
But the best place to find us is Thursdays, 4 to 5, right here on BenningtonRadio.com.
Yep.
And with that, until next week, same time, same place, same people, different subjects.
Yeah.
I'm Max.
I mean, we're gonna have our conference finals starting by then, so it'll be interesting.
It will be very